Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, and I'm just leaving the Riverview Family Center where I went in and got me 3 bananas for 8 centavos. For those of you who don't know what that means, that's 80 cents. Yeah, you could if you stayed down here long enough in Roma, Texas, right along the border, you'd pick up some Spanish real quick, because that's it. But anyway, we're going to head back to Falcon Lake State Park. Not going to be in a hurry, but we're going to do a little driving video on the way. Why? Well, because I like to do those things. It's kind of fun. But anyway, this is Roma, Texas, right on the border of Mexico and Texas. And the Rio Grande is probably 200 yards behind me, directly behind me, on the other side of that shopping center and grocery store. But we need to go left here, so I need to turn my blinker on. But be that as it may, I have actually come up with another plan here. I'm going to be leaving on Sunday and going to the largest state park in Texas, I think. It has the largest number of campsites. I think it has over 400 campsites. It's Garner State Park. It's in the hill country of Texas, not too far from Kerrville, Texas. Not too far from Uvalde, Texas. Near a little community called Leakey. Well, it looks like Leakey, but they pronounce it Lakey. It's L-E-A-K-E-Y, but it's pronounced Lakey. And another town there called Concan and Utopia. And it's a beautiful area. The Rio River runs right through the campground. And the Frio in Spanish means cold. And it is definitely a cold river because it's spring fed, and the springs are cold. The water is clear, and it's a nice place to go. I haven't gone there in years, primarily recently, because they only have AT&T wireless in there. There's no Verizon signal at all. AT&T is the dominant wireless by far there. In fact, you don't get Verizon, zero zilch. That's what they tell me. So now that I'm going to have an AT&T phone, I should have it active on Thursday or Friday. It'll be an LG G4 with AT&T's, quote, super unlimited plan and stuff. So we're going to go to Garner State Park on the way back to my home base in Central Texas and spend a week. I've already made the reservations, and we'll be leaving Sunday, and it's a 5-hour drive approximately to Garner State Park. And then from Garner State Park to my home base near Kingsland, Texas is about 3 hours. What a super plan. I was going to do that the last time I was here, but I didn't want to go to Garner State Park and not have any cell phone at all for like doing videos and stuff. So anyway, we're going to do it now, and that's the way that is. But you know, here's something that will work for me. It may work for a lot of you too if you do video, if you travel. If you travel full-time in an RV, what I'm going to have when I finish this transition is I'm going to have an LG G4 dedicated to AT&T's plan, you know, the super unlimited plan, because they give me a 25% discount for being ex-military. Then also I'm going to put the Verizon phone, the Pixel 3A, on the visible wireless plan, which is owned by Verizon, and it's $40 a month, including all taxes and fees. So for the same $100 a month that I'm paying right now to Verizon for the phone and the jetpack, I will have 2 unlimited plans with 2 different carriers. So that way, as I'm traveling, like next week going to Garner, if I go to a place that's all AT&T, got a phone. If I go to a place that's just Verizon, got a phone. You know, and I can upload videos and just keep trucking right along, and I don't have to have a lot of devices to accomplish that with, and it makes it pretty simple. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, Garner State Park, you can check it out on the internet. Now it's a huge state park, and I mean in the summer you can't even get a reservation. I'm sure they're booked right now. If you tried to book a reservation for June, July, or August at Garner State Park, I bet you can't. Right now the park is about 90% full. There's very few sites available for RVs, and that's just water and electric. All the full hookup sites are taken right now. Tells you something, doesn't it? Well, in fact, all the full hookup sites are taken at Falcon Lake. You know, most of the snowbirds that come down and travel in Texas and from Canada and other places where it's cold in the winter, you know, they're looking for full hookups. You know, they don't want to be, you know, worried about having to go to the dump station every 3 or 4 days and drive their big motor home or pull their big fifth wheel over there. And so, but anyway, it's a nice day in this area. Right now the temperature is 75 top down degrees. It's supposed to be about 85 this afternoon. And then tomorrow it cools down. And so I might do a triking video this afternoon. It'll be the last one for a few days because it doesn't warm up again till I get to Sunday. Will be a little cool and rainy. There's well, actually tomorrow there's a cool front coming through. Going to be a little moisture with it, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll put the trike in the back of my truck today, and then we won't be triking again till next week, probably Monday, at Garner State Park. But old trike man doesn't mind that, just so he can. And knock on wood, guys, things are doing okay. We've hit some good weather. I enjoy it down here. I do. Will I come back here next year? Probably. Why not? You know, it's you know, here's something else. The price of camping at Garner State Park is about 40% higher than camping at Falcon Lake State Park. Why? Because it's busy. As far as I know, I think the entry fee is $8 a day per person. If you don't have the Texas State Parks pass, which I have, knock on wood. For 1 week, it cost me $143, including everything. So that's $20 a day, and that included some little discounts for having the state park pass. And you know, that's a little bit pricey. You know, for me, I mean, I don't like to pay, you know, $10, $12 a day is in my range. I'm just tight, that's all, guys. I mean, you know, well, you know, poverty encourages you to be a little tight, you know what I mean? When you don't have a lot of income and you got a lot of outgo, you better tighten up, okay? But on and on we go. It is a wonderful day here. I hope it's wonderful where you are. I got me 3 good bananas. They don't have organic bananas down here. None. Or I haven't found any. Even at HEB over in Rio Grande City. But they do okay, I guess. Bananas. Do I eat bananas? Yep, eating one every day with my breakfast. My miracle breakfast. My breakfast is, and I've told you this before, is blueberries, a little oatmeal, some flaxseed, organic flaxseed powder. On top of that, I put some chia seeds, and then I pour boiling hot water over all of that, and then stir it around and let it sit while I'm doing comment call. And then I add yogurt and banana, and that's my breakfast 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I enjoy it. I mean, you know, it's got a lot of fiber in it and a lot of other stuff. You know, the flaxseed's good for you. What does that have to do with going to Garner State Park? Nothing. I mean, I'm just talking, guys. It's just a pretty day, and I'm not going directly into the sunlight, so it screws up the video. There was a guy right on my bumper, but now he's slowed down. Well, the Border Patrol have been really active out here this morning on that. You can't hardly tell, you can't see them, but out there on the left, as I was coming into Roma, Texas this morning, you know, that's to the left, about a half a mile is the Rio Grande River, and that's just open ground, ranch land. And the Border Patrol were all over it this morning, so apparently there was something going on there. That car in front of us that just came by, they're from Mexico. You know, there's an international bridge in Roma, and a lot of people come across from Mexico and work in the U.S., and every day they go back across the border. And the same way in all the border towns, they go back and forth. Some people are going from the U.S. to Mexico to do business, and some are coming across here, and on we go. But here we go, guys. We're going to go to Garner State Park, and then I'll go back to my home base on March the 1st in near Kingsland, Texas. It's about 8 miles from Kingsland, Texas, and spend a few weeks there. I need to get my income tax done. I need to get my inspection sticker done. I need to get my license tags for my truck, and then we'll head out probably toward the end of March, maybe the 1st of April, whenever, and start moving out west. I called Otero Electric and actually they're near Ruidoso, New Mexico, but they're the ones that do the electric for Capitan, New Mexico, and ask them what's going on, because they told me they'd have a number for me, or the information for me 2 weeks ago on a Friday. They said by Friday. Well, Friday came, Friday went, Friday came, Friday went. I thought I might want to check, even though I've called and left a few messages, nobody's quite got around to calling me back, but they will, I hope. Man, it's hard to get anything done in Capitan. It is for me. I haven't had much luck. Maybe some of the other people in that area have, but I didn't have much luck getting a road in. I tried 2 different people, and both of them, I don't know what happened to them, to tell you the truth. They just didn't show up. And that's the way it goes when you got a small job. Nobody wants the small job. Everybody wants the big job, because that's where the bucks are, and that's life. It's all about money. There's a highway patrolman. This road, I have to tell you, has more law enforcement on it than any place I have ever seen. There went a sheriff's car. There's a highway patrolman parked off the side there doing a speed trap thing. And I bet I've seen 6 or 8 cars every time I go down this highway. I wonder why. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Some poor old wino from Mexico is trying to stagger across here and find a way to make a living, and everybody's picking on him. But be that as it may, ladies and gentlemen, it's a nice day for a drive, and I got my LG G4 pointed hopefully in the right direction. And we're going to have another LG G4 hooked up full time with AT&T. Why did I put that on there? Because you get 100 gigabytes of data for the phone itself, plus 30 gigabytes of data for the hotspot. Then that's separate. So all totaled, you get 130 gigabytes of unthrottled, that's guaranteed full speed access supposedly with AT&T. And then with Visible, it's $40 a month. You can get that for less if you gang up with some other people or something, but I'm not worried about that. But it's $40 a month, including all taxes and fees. However, they got a couple of little tricks in there. You can use a hotspot feature on your phone, but its max is 5 megabits per second. Okay, max speed. And also on the phone by itself, it's throttled to 480p when watching videos. And what else? When you're using the hotspot feature on your phone with Visible Wireless, you can only use one device at a time. So if you have your hotspot on and you're using your laptop and you wanted to do something else, you couldn't. So is that bad? Not for me. That's fine. I'm just one person, so it's okay. It should work just fine. And now we're headed towards the Falcon Lake State Park, and I'll end the video here in a little bit. I'll let it go. Hell, it doesn't matter. It's going to take 2 days to upload it anyway. So let's just enjoy the drive. This is Falcon. This is the little subdivision, I think, called Falcon. They have a couple of RV parks, but a little shaky looking. A little shaky. I don't know why people would stay in an RV park here. You can go to that county park right up here on the left and stay as long as you want for free, and they got water available, and they got restrooms. They don't have showers, but they have, they're outhouses, let's put it that way. But no charge, as long as you want to be there. And there's a few people that have been there a long time, because last month when I was down here, I drove through there, and those same people are still here. Talk about living cheap. No rent. I'm not sure if I saw a dumpster there. They may not even have a dumpster. You may have to haul your own trash somewhere. there's a couple of places, there's a couple of electrical outlets there, but they're not for the RVers. I saw one guy plugged into it. He had a cord running about 100 feet to a little RV he was in. I'm sure you're not supposed to do that. So we're going to see some Texas state parks. I'm going to catch another one going back to my home base. And then when I leave my home base going out west, I'll probably stay at 2 Texas state parks on the way going out. And then I'll hit a couple of parks in New Mexico going to Capitan. So we got a few things coming up. And then if I get electric hooked up in Capitan, I can come and go there and just use it as a kind of like I use my home base in Texas. Just whenever I want to be there, I go there. But I got water, electric, and there I got septic too. So it's got the whole hookup. I mean, I got a septic where I am now, but it's not city, of course. Not that it matters. Speed limit is 50 miles per hour. Yeah, it's called Falcon Heights. We're coming into Falcon Heights, Texas, right by Falcon Lake State Park. This is a Tuesday morning at what? 9:55 a.m. Temperature now is 77 degrees. That's Chapino Road. I was going to go down that road one day. Oh, it says bird watching 2.5 miles. That's another way to get to the bird watching area, I guess. Big old house there on the left for sale by owner. There's a little grocery store there on the right. It says motel and grocery. And there's an RV parked there, right here. A little rough for old Dad. I've stayed in some that, man, I'm telling you, ooh, when you pull in and they're barking at you, there's something wrong. I think I told you this story. I stayed in an RV park one time in Alvarado, Texas. I was inspecting gas pipelines, driving around all over the USA or the Western. Anyway, we were doing some work in the Dallas area, and so Alvarado, Texas is not too far from Dallas, Fort Worth. And I thought, well, I'll stay out here. It's a little cheaper, and and they were paying by mileage and all that anyway, so it didn't matter. But anyway, I told the guy when I came in, I said, if you got a nice quiet site, I'd sure appreciate it, because I go to bed early and so forth. He said, yeah, I got one for you, but they were all just really narrow sites. You kind of had to be careful backing in because they were so narrow. But anyway, I went to the one he sent me to, and yeah, it was okay. It was kind of out on the edge, but there was a person on each side of me in RVs. Well, the lady on the left was hard of hearing. She was very old, and she watched television till 3 a.m. I mean, she, for some reason, and she had it turned up all the way the first night. Anyway, I went back down to the manager the next day and I said, hey man, the lady to my left there she turns the TV up all the way because she can't hear, because I talked to her and I suggested maybe getting a headset or something. And he said, well, yeah, I've talked to her about that several times. And I said, well, then why did you put me in there if you knew already it wasn't quiet? He said, well, it may not, sometimes it doesn't bother people. And I thought, okay, nice try. So he moved me to another place, and it was quieter. I'll give him that. It was quieter. But I was still between two RVs. And the guy on the left had a big fifth wheel, and he parked his diesel dually between his RV and my RV. And what he'd do in the mornings, because it was winter time, is he would get up or start. Look at these javelinas crossing the road right here. You see those? That's Texas. That's javelinas, guys. Get a good look at them. They're uglier than mud, aren't they? Yeah. Don't ever get them stirred up. You'll regret it. Anyway, back to the Alvarado story. Well, anyway, this guy would get up every cold morning and start his truck and let it, with a diesel, apparently they run more efficiently or whatever when they're warmed up, and he'd let it idle for about 30 minutes before he left for work. Well, while he's letting it idle, that big old exhaust pipe's pointed right at my RV about 4 feet away, and guess what happens? The RV fills up with diesel fumes. And I thought, man, can I have any worse luck than this? So anyway, I went back to the manager. I said, hey guy, look, I don't mean to be picky, but I'm not going to be asphyxiated by the diesel man here. And he said, I got one for you. And he said he had one. Somebody had just moved out up on the edge, up on the hill. Anyway, everything worked out. I got that spot and stayed there for a couple of months. So here we are at park headquarters, Falcon Lake State Park, Texas, and I'm going to end the video as soon as I get past here. All they do is look, you have a little deal up on your window, a little paper thing with numbers on it, and they just look at it and you can go on, I think. How you doing? You got a beautiful smile. But anyway, we're going to Garner State Park, guys, on Sunday morning. So thumbs up. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? You know why. And some of you guys have been using it lately, and I appreciate the heck out of that. I really do. It doesn't cost you a penny, but also drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. Help you avoid gout, kidney stones. Also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to eat so much. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in deeply. Hold it for a few seconds. Breathe out slowly. Relieve stress. Lowers your blood pressure. If you don't believe me, try it. And then what else? Stretch, stretch, stretch. Walk, walk, walk. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Exercise your body once or twice a day. You'll feel better and you may live healthier a little longer. Wouldn't that be nice? And all these things are free. They're things you can do without going to the doctor's office. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let negativity in. Whether it's negative Ned or negative Nancy, doesn't matter. Just keep them out. It's your mind. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your life one moment or one day at a time. Adios. At ease. Bye-bye. Carry on.